Geobyte.
Hi students, welcome to the Geobyte Diploma series. In this video, we are going to discuss very important concept, that is 5-star information. 5-star information means very important information, that is relation between load, shear force and bending moment. We are going to discuss what is the relation between the load, shear force and bending moment. Now let us consider a simply supported beam. Let us consider a simply supported beam on which the UDL is acting throughout its length. Uniformly distributed load. This is the UDL, uniformly distributed load, is acting throughout its length. Now let us consider a section. Let that section length is dx at a distance of x from the right support, at a distance of x from the right support. I considered the a small portion of the simply supported beam which is carrying the UDL at a distance of x for a length or width equal to dx. Now let us mark the points. This is the A, B. Now let us construct that dx part as a free body diagram. That dx part as a free body diagram can be drawn like this. एक minute. That dx, this is the beam section, beam depth section. The UDL is acting like this with a magnitude, let it be W. That UDL is W. The length of the beam what we considered is dx. Length of the beam what we considered is dx. Now if I consider the shear force values from right to left, then the shear force in the shear force in the side B is acting like this. This is the shear force direction F. On the other side, the shear force is acting in this direction, F plus dF. Shearing because of the tangential load. And the bending moment which is developed with respect to the, let this is the K L, with respect to the right support L, the bending moment is developed in this direction. This may be the bending moment direction for that particular cross section. Now at the other end, bending moment is developed exactly opposite that one with a magnitude m plus dm. I hope you understood. Otherwise, let us write that part other side. The m plus dm be the bending moment which is on the left face of the free body diagram. This is the free body diagram. FBD, popularly it is called FBD, free body diagram. FBD. Now free body diagram. Free body diagram is done for the part where we are targeting. Now we are let us take the forces. Condition for equilibrium. Condition for equilibrium is important information. Condition for equilibrium is, let us write down because the space. Condition for equilibrium is condition for equilibrium is, let us look the forces. Shear force in the right surface is acting vertically downwards, and force due to UDL multiplied by UDL distance is the point load. That point load is taken as a shear force. Now the F plus W, F is acting vertically downwards, UDL multiplied by UDL distance also acting vertically downwards. It must be equal to the vertically upward forces. What is the upward force? Vertical upward force F plus DF. The F cancelled. 1 minute. F cancelled. This F cancelled. Then the W into dx equal to df. Therefore W equal to df by dx. Remember, df by dx is the slope of shear force curve. Otherwise, let me write separately. The quantity df by dx, the quantity df by dx is the slope of shear force. So from that, the intensity of load, from the above relation, it is very clear that the intensity of load is the rate of change of shear force with respect to the length of the beam. So from this I can write that the rate of change of shear force, the rate of change of shear force, with respect to the distance dx, with respect to distance or length, with respect to length of the beam, is equal to the intensity of loading, is equal to intensity of load or intensity of loading. I hope you understood. Now come to the bending moments. Take the moments about, okay, let us take the moments about A. Taking the moments about A, you can also take about B, it's not a problem. With respect to A, M is acting in the clockwise direction. Here sum of the clockwise moments must be equal to anti-clockwise moment. Once again, we are taking the moments about A. Here the sum of the clockwise moments must be equal to anti-clockwise moment. Bending moment M is acting in the clockwise direction. The moment due to force F into dx is also acting in the clockwise, plus the moment due to UDL W into dx. UDL multiplied by UDL distance gives the point load. We are assuming that point load is acting at the middle of the dx. That middle point to A, you have to take the distance, that is dx by 2. I hope all of you understood. Dx by 2. The F into dx is the moment due to shear force. Moment due to UDL. For getting the momentum from the UDL, first we have to get the point load for that UDL. How do we get the point load for that UDL? By multiplying UDL with UDL distance. Once you multiply UDL with UDL distance, you will get point load. Assume that resultant point load is acting or concentrating at the middle of the length dx. From that middle point to A, you take the distance. The distance from middle point to middle point is like this. That middle point can be marked like this. Join the diagonals. So this is the middle point. From that middle point to this distance, you have to take it. Take it into dx by 2. So these are all the clockwise moments must be equal to anti-clockwise moment. Look at the anti-clockwise moment at A, m plus dm. M plus dm by the anti-clockwise moment. Just we are equating clockwise moments with the anti-clockwise moment. Now simplify it. M cancel. M cancel. M cancel. Then F into dx plus W into dx square by 2 is equal to dm. You know, the quantity dx is very small, therefore the square of the small quantity is generally negligible. Therefore, I am going to ignore the factor W into dx square by 2. The quantity, this point is important. The quantity W into dx whole square by 2 is very small, is very small. Hence, it is ignored. It is ignored for general engineering calculations. General engineering calculations. Engineering calculations. Once you ignore it, the resultant equation is, tell me, what is the resultant equation? The resultant equation is F dx equal to dm. Then shear force F equal to what? Dm by dx. Remember, the quantity dm by dx is the slope of bending moment curve. The quantity dm by dx is the slope of bending moment curve. The quantity dm by dx, important point, the quantity dm by dx is the slope of bending moment curve. Slope of, 1 minute, slope of bending moment curve. Bending moment curve. And remember, F is the shear force, that is equal to dm by dx. That means shear force is equal to rate of change of momentum with respect to distance. The rate of change of bending moment, with respect to the distance of the beam is equal to shear force. The rate of change of bending moment bm bending moment with respect to the length or distance with respect to the length with respect to the length dx with respect to the length dx is equal to shear force is equal to the shear force. That means the rate of change of bending moment with respect to length is shear force. The rate of change of shear force with respect to length is intensity of loading or intensity of load. So these are the relations between the load. Once again, you got different relations like W equal to intensity of load. Let me write clearly. Intensity of load, W equal to rate of change of shear force with respect to the length. Similarly, the shear force F equal to the rate of change of shear force with respect to length is intensity of load. The shear force equal to rate of change of bending moment with respect to length. So anyhow, the rate of change of bending moment with respect to length is the shear force, whereas the rate of change of shear force with respect to length is the intensity of loading. So these 2 points are very, very important. These 2 points are very, very important. I hope you understood. So with this, the relation between the intensity of loading, shear force and bending moment. So with this, I am concluding the shear force and bending moment diagram concept. Of course, if time is permitting me, if time is permitting, I will solve some more problems from the shear force and bending moment diagrams. In the next video, I will start the theory of simple bending. That is very, very important and interesting topic also. So anyhow, if time is permitting, definitely I will solve some more problems for the from the simply supported beam, cantilever beam and overhanging beam. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our GeoByte channel. Please recommend these videos to your diploma friends, because these are all very, very important topics or important videos. Thank you very much for watching this video.
GeoByte.